In this video, we'll be looking at one of the new commands in Carlson 2012, which is a right-of-way crossing table. To use the right-of-way crossing table command, you will need to have a lot file created. So if you need information on how to create a lot file, you can check out the video that should be available on building lot files, but it's part of our area layout menu. You'll also need a polyline. As you can see in the drawing here, we have our road with our lots around it. There's a lot file for all of these roads. And we have a polyline representing a pipeline route going through several of the lots. What the lot table is going to document for us is the length of the pipe going through each of these lots, as well as various information about the lots themselves. So to get started, what we'll do is go to our area layout menu and our lot file utilities. Our second command on the list is right-of-way crossing table, and we get a series of options. When we look at the label fields and settings, there are a variety of available labels. Some are in metric, some are in imperial units, and we can select these and add them to the used labels or remove labels simply by clicking the buttons and highlighting the selected label that we want to either add or remove. You can also change the order of these by moving them up or down in the list here and highlighting them. Each of these has its own CAD settings, so I can highlight an option and click Setup and get access to the row titles for our table, the text styles being used, the layer color that's being used, justification, and whether or not we're creating a new row. So I can either highlight and click Setup, or I can double click the option and get to this information as well. When we're dealing with calculated values, so when we look at the values here, a lot is an input number or an input name. The square feet are calculated based on the closed lot area in the lot file. So on that calculated value, we do also include a precision value that you can control as far as how many decimal places you wish to see. Once you've gotten the labels selected that you want to use, we can look at our table settings, including the overall width of the table, the layer the table will be on, if you want to have a title or not, you can specify that title. You can specify the font to use for the title and the size that should be, as well as the color for each of these. If we're using a title, we can set a background color by selecting. We have a wide variety of colors here to choose from. We can set a color for the background of the table headers, as well as the background contents. In some cases, if you have long tables, it's helpful to alternate colors between these rows, and so an additional color option is here for alternating background colors. Once you've gotten these settings prepared, you can save them out so that you can reuse them in the future. They're saved by default to your settings folder, and it's an LTX extension. With that done, we're ready to click OK, and we have several prompts that we'll work through. The first is to pick the polyline for the lot crossings. Then it asks for a starting station. So it's looking at the overall length of this line in the direction it was drawn and saying, well, it starts at 0. Is that where we want to start processing? If we have a long pipeline going through many lots, we may choose to only process a few of these for a given table so that we don't get overly long tables. In this case, we can start at the beginning, and again we control the ending station as well, so we can pull a segment of this out if we wish to. We'll go ahead and use all of this. And finally, it asks us to pick a location for our table. We pick a point in our drawing, and our table appears. We'll zoom in on this, and you can see we have our title with our background color. We have our header with its background color, and each row broken down with the alternating colors, making those a little bit easier to read and view. If you have additional questions about how to use the right-of-way crossing table, feel free to contact Carlson Software.